Welcome back to another edition of That Fuzz and Rock. So interviews, guys. We have a banger for you today. You guys are definitely going to enjoy this. I am joined today by Phil and Justin from SOMNURI. Gentlemen, good to see you. How are you doing today?
What's up, man? How you doing, Michael?
Doing well, man. Doing well. I guess the question will be right back to you guys. I mean, this new album you got is a ripper, dude. I'm excited to talk about it. We're going to be discussing the new album, which is called, and I always screw these up, so my pronunciation is horrible, but I'm going to try it. If I get it wrong, please correct me. Desiderium?
Yeah.
Yes, you got it.
Which is, it's out now via Monarch Heavy, and we'll definitely get to that in just a minute. Now you guys are a Brooklyn-based band, so I mean we're all New Yorkers, so near and dear to my heart. How did you guys first get together?
Playing in other bands. I think we just knew each other's bands and knew of each other, and then started practicing in the same rehearsal building. Became friends, and the rest is history.
When did you guys get together? When did you guys first get together?
I think it was about 8 years ago, roughly.
Yeah, 2015, 2016. I'm bad with time. All
Dude,
the way across.
Believe me, I hear you there, man. Where did you guys get the name SOMNURI from? Where did the name come from?
We liked the word Som. We wanted that somehow in there, and I think we just tried a lot of different variations using that word, and SOMNURI kind of just flowed off the tongue. It was phonetically pleasing, and ultimately, yeah, we just like the look of it. Looks cool in a logo, and we rolled with it.
Checked all the boxes. I think the first version was Somniol, and that was just too hard to say. So yeah, SOMNURI won.
Yeah, no, I think you guys chose well. It's a decent name. So let's do this. Let's introduce the rest of the band, even though they're not here. That way we give them their props. You know what I mean? We don't want to leave anybody out. So who else is in the band and what do they do?
We got Mike G on bass. Mike joined about a year ago, or a little bit more than a year ago.
February last year.
Yeah. And then Chris Drapo just joined playing guitar. We've never had a second guitarist, so that's pretty cool to have a little bit fuller live sound.
Okay, you know what? That's good because that leads me to the next question. Now, you guys released 2 other full lengths, self-titled SOMNURI in 2017 and Nefarious Wave in 21. How has the sound of the band changed since that album in 2017, basically since you guys first got together, and the new album now? How's your sound changed, if any?
I'm not sure that it's changed really. I think it's evolved, that just like everything, it's constantly growing. I think we've always wanted to explore every version of heavy that we could, I think maybe for this record, as opposed to the first record in Nefarious Wave, or maybe I don't know, let's cut out some of these, not cut out necessarily, but let's get to the point maybe a little quicker. And I think we both like music like that. The first 2 records, there was a lot of, 7, 8, 10-minute songs, and I think those are a lot of fun, but it's also fun to really kick people in the teeth with the amount of time that you have,
Fuck yeah, absolutely, man. So Nefarious Wave, we were just talking about that. You guys released that during the pandemic. Now, aside from touring and live performances and stuff like that, how did the pandemic affect the band at all?
I'd actually say we did. I mean, all things considering, with everything going on, I think we did pretty well during that time. I mean, we created a lot of videos, and Susan Hunt, who we work with on most of our videos, killed it that record cycle. And yeah, we just tried to do a bunch of DIY stuff ourselves and stay busy, and kind of grow our following from afar, even though we couldn't get out there and tour as much on that record. we've certainly played the songs a lot live. It feels
Mhm.
like, but it's cool to move on to this new record for sure and be able to tour around it.
So, I mean, let's talk about you guys. We'll get to the album, I promise, in a couple of minutes. But I wanted to kind of talk about you guys for a second, and I'll kind of bounce back and forth between you guys to answer these questions. But Justin, I'll start with you. Um, what first got you interested in being a musician? Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the video. If you guys like what you see, do me a favor, right down here, click that subscribe button, give the video a like, and ring that little notification bell. That way you guys know when we post new stuff and when we go live on the air. Do me a huge favor. Tell a friend or two. Now, let's get right back to the action.
I have a father who plays drums, so that was pretty easy for me. It was there. He was listening to the classic rock that I still listen to this day, and just having music around me, I think, was the big thing.
What about you, Justin?
Yeah, my mother was in a gospel band. She played piano and sang, and that was kind of the same. That was always around, and it was kind of always music trivia was always where it's at. Name that tune, stuff like that, of just like appreciating all styles of music, whether you like it or not, just appreciating it was always kind of important. But yeah, it was always around, as it should be.
No, absolutely, for sure. So I got 5 questions. I kind of call them rapid fire questions. Just give me the response as quick as you can. And like I said, we'll bounce back and forth. Starting with you, Phil. Do you remember the name of your first band?
Crooked Teeth.
What about you, Justin?
Hardcore Juanita.
Nice. Justin, we'll stay with you. Do you remember your first gig and where was it?
Not like talent show, right? Like a real gig.
Yeah.
First,
dude.
First show that I played. I mean, it must have been like somebody's graduation party or something. And those were the best where we're from.
Hell yeah, man. No, I hear you there. What about you, Phil?
Definitely a birthday party. Played Marilyn Manson. They stopped us. Yeah, it didn't go well. The mom was not happy.
All right. So, Phil, I'm going to ask you this next one. One album that you would never, ever get sick of.
Oh, fuck. Sorry to take so long.
That's okay, man. That's cool.
It's not rapid.
Fuck. I fucked it up. Probably 9 Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral.
All right. Good choice. Good choice. What about you, Justin?
Peter Tosh, Legalize It.
All right. Justin, your dream band to tour with, if you could pick one band, dead or alive, to tour with, who would it be?
That would fit our band, or just in general?
In general. Aim for the stars, man.
Oh, Queen.
There you go. Nice. What about you, Phil?
Mastodon.
All right. Oh, you want it loud then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I think that's the loudest show I've ever seen. Oh my
Oh,
god, it was brutal. So one more, and then we'll get on to other stuff. Phil, your biggest on-stage oops.
Every time I forget my fan that we tour with, and leave it at a gig.
Drummer's worst nightmare, losing a fan, right? I hear you. What about you, Justin?
Man, they're so frequent. The biggest oops. I'd say, like, as a guitar player, we have a few different tunings. You go to start a song in a completely different tuning, then you have to stop everything and totally reset, and it's just like such a shameful moment. I don't remember the last time that's happened, but it's definitely happened. So I'd go with that. Oh no, I got one. Hold on.
All right.
we just played in Portland on this last tour, and a good buddy I haven't seen in a long time. He does promoting and booking and that kind of stuff. And he came out to the show and he's like, "Dude, great show. Your fly was down the entire time." But the whole show was like, Damn it, dudes.
He was like, I was pointing at your dick, but
yeah, I thought he liked the song.
Listen, the ladies like to window shop, right? Come on, it's it's like a
There's
public
no ladies
service
there.
is what you're doing. So now the New York metal scene, you guys are from Brooklyn, like we talked about before. The New York metal scene is pretty special in and of itself. What's it like for you guys being involved in the scene? Tell us about a little bit about the New York City music scene.
it feels less genre specific here or something. There's so many cool bands in different genres, and we have a lot of friends in different kinds of bands, and I think it's cool to see that. It's like not, yes, there's sludge metal here and that kind of stuff, but it's pretty diverse.
So again, I'm going to bounce back and forth to you guys. Justin, what are some of your early influences?
Really, church music, I think was always, that was the only thing that I saw live consistently. And then there was a lot of country, but I think it was until I heard Prince. Prince was really huge, of just like, wait, this guy plays everything.
Everything.
This guy can do, like, why does he have a band? But
exactly.
I think that was when it was like, and it was before you heard music replicated by computers and machines. Like that dude just made everything. So I think that was an influence, and it took me a while to fully appreciate it too, though.
Is there anything out there? I'll stay with you, Justin. Is there anything out there that, like, new stuff today that's got your ear?
It took me a long time to get into and appreciate Every Time I Die. Like I feel like their last record was like, what a good record to go out on. So I haven't put it down since it came out. Every time I listen, there's a new favorite song, or I know it's not new. I guess it's still 2 years old, a year old, something like that. But that still feels fresh and has a lot of staying power for me.
Phil, what about you? Early influences on you?
Early influences: Zeppelin, Rush, all the stuff my dad kind of had there, for me to appreciate drum wise. And then I got into like Tool and Nine Inch Nails and that whole wave of stuff. Deftones, definitely Every Time I Die. Kind of got heavier and heavier. Meshuggah is probably one of the biggest. But yeah, and Dillinger Escape Plan, Mastodon. I was kind of all over the place with heavy music, and like I said, always can go back to some classic rock and appreciate it.
Sure, absolutely. What about? Is there anything out there that's got your ear right now, or
new stuff? Trying to think. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of new music I'm listening to all the time. I'm blanking though, to be honest. On new stuff. That new SOMNURI record is, you gotta be in your own favorite band, right?
That was exactly what I was gonna say next, dude. I was gonna say, yeah, the new stuff by SOMNURI is pretty fucking good, bro.
Segue into sales pitch.
So, have you guys ever met? And I guess I'll go to Justin on this one first. Have you guys ever met somebody in the industry that kind of disappointed you when you met them?
To be honest, it's been the opposite. People bigger artists that I thought were going to be dicks were actually really cool.
Awesome.
And they weren't like standoffish, or they weren't shunning you for saying hi or whatever.
Yeah, I can't recall anything where I've like looked up to somebody and then finally met them and then be like, fuck that guy. It's either just been indifferent, like, they're busy, whatever, they don't know who I am, or it's been kind of a pleasant surprise.
I've done some interviews, and I asked that question because it's sometimes I get surprised by the answers, but a lot of times, like, especially for like these huge national acts, and I won't mention the name because I did interview one guy who said, "No, everybody's cool," and then after the interview, when we said goodbye to him, we went on talking for like 45 minutes afterwards, and he was just ripping everybody. I was like, "Holy
Damn.
shit, dude! Like, chill out," like. Yeah, it was crazy, but I'm glad though, because sometimes it's a bad thing to meet people that you look up to, but I'm glad that didn't happen to you guys, because that can just really take the wind out of your sails.
Yeah,
I'd say go ahead, sorry.
I met Mike Jones once. I delivered weed to him, and he was much shorter than what is stated on his Wikipedia page, and that's
Nice.
that's all. That's about as negative as I could get.
Hey, that's a good thing. What were you going to say, Phil?
I was just gonna say the person that surprised me the least and actually was a lot of fun was Brent Hines. We hung out with Brent one night.
All right.
We played Atlanta, and a buddy of ours makes guitars for Brent, made a guitar for Justin, and we like, all right, we're gonna hang with Brent. Like, this isn't gonna disappoint, and it certainly didn't. We ended up like jamming ZZ Top songs, hanging out. He was super cool, laid back, and it was fun, man. It was like, all right, this is exactly what I expected.
All right, so finally we're at the point where we got to take care of the business, obviously. So let's talk about this newest release from SOMNURI. It's called Desiderium. It is available via Monarch Heavy Records. Check your streaming platforms for availability. Early on, I know it's early on in the progression of things, but how's the projections looking for the album so far?
The responses have been great, man. It's really cool. Like, it's only been a couple weeks or whatever, and just overall great responses from people we know, people we don't know, people buying the record. So it's couldn't be happier, really.
It was really cool being on tour before, during, and after. There was people coming up to us, a week before the record out, saying that they had pre-ordered it and were so excited to see us live. Things like that is kind of new for us. Especially in I think what I'm referencing was happened in Denver. Happened a couple other places, but this, a couple times in Denver, and it was really awesome to hear these people who have no idea who we are actually know who we are and liked our music and knew what songs they wanted to hear. And so that was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how long did it take to write the album?
Pandemic, baby.
A lot of riffs came from over the course of a couple of years, and the songs came together in like 2 months, basically.
Oh, that's good. And I think that, like you said, that I think we're kind of lucky, and it sounds weird to say, but I mean, we're kind of lucky as musicians and music fans and all that. We're lucky that the pandemic produced so much new material. It's almost overwhelming, the amount of material that's coming out or has come out and is still coming out. It's crazy how, I mean, I'm glad that people had the chance to be creative while they were locked in their bubbles and nobody could get to them. And it sounds like you guys kind of capitalized off that, which if there's got to be a positive to it, I think that would be one of the positives anyways. Where did you guys record the album?
We recorded at Silvercord, Gojira Studio in New York here. Super awesome experience, cool dudes, cool people, and chill environment. Didn't feel pretentious at all. It was like super easy, and the drum room sounds good. Got some good guitar sounds there. And then we did a lot of the vocals, and we do bass in our studio too.
Yeah, just guitar and drums there, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually a couple blocks from there right now. You probably can't tell, but
sick.
Yeah, it was nice. It was cool to do it in New York at a new spot. And still be, kind of close to our home base and be able to be comfortable and take our friend Justin Mantooth, who helped us with it, take them out to bars nearby. It's nice to do it in our home, but not so close to our home, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's got to make it easier to kind of relax while you're doing it, which is a good thing. You don't want to be on edge while you're doing that shit, obviously. But
yeah, not relaxed either.
right, yeah. Well, so what's the first single off the album? What was the first single?
What a way to go.
Tell us a little bit about that one.
I think that was one of the ones we had sort of like in the first batch. It was really catchy. It was punchy, straightforward, and it feels like a single, but we didn't actually think it was going to be a single on our end. And the label was like, "This song rules. Everyone says they love that song, so why fight it?" And it's got a lot of it's hooky, but it's also like it's got some aggression to it. I think it's a good way to lead off and let people know that it's not just doom, it's not just sludge. It's got a little bit more going on this album as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's my initial listening to it. It definitely reaches out and grabs you. It's definitely not something you're kind of passive on in the background. It makes you pay attention, which is a sign of good music for sure. Now, this question I know is like asking you guys to name your favorite kid, but Justin, I'm going to ask you first. Do you have a favorite song on the album?
Every time I think of one, I'm like, oh, that's it. And then it's like, nope. How about damn?
You didn't think I was going to make this easy, did you? I mean, come on. I got to give you a hard one.
Sweating now. Damn. No, it's tough. A favorite kid would be easy. This is harder. I think. God, I don't know. I'm going to say Death is the Beginning.
All right.
But, yeah.
Interesting.
What about you, Phil?
Yeah, I was going to say that too, but now we've named the first song on the record, so people won't want to listen to the rest, man. So
the last song.
All right, I'm going to say the last song, The Way Out.
Oh, you bookended it. Well done, sir. Well done. Listen, even if you guys both name the first song on the album, the rest of it is just as good, if not better. So, I mean, people are going to want to listen to this whole thing, front to front, front to back. So, I wouldn't worry about that at all, man, for sure.
I really do love that song, though. I think it's a new place for us, a new territory, and yeah, I think if I had to pick, that would be my favorite song.
All right. Now I know you guys just came off the road fairly recently here. Is there any plans to go back out on tour in support of this album? Maybe a headlining tour? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to keep it going. I mean, we're actively booking right now, and there will be certainly more East Coast dates. We just did a West Coast date tour, and it was cool, man. But it's like we want to, keep growing regionally as well. I think there's so many places around New York City that we can keep going back to. So I think that's the next goal. And Europe next year, hopefully.
There you go. Yeah, don't forget Albany, man. Empire Live. We'd love to see you guys up here.
We're both upstate boys, so there's no excuses. We should be up there far more often. And
nice, man. Whereabouts upstate are you guys from?
I'm from Seneca Falls, New York.
All right.
I'm from closer to Syracuse. It's yeah.
All right, out towards the west. I got you, man. All right, so we're right in the same area for sure. Now, is there anything else you guys want to tell the folks before we wrap this up? I know I taken way too much of your time already, but you got anything else you want to tell the folks before we wrap it up?
If you're in the, New York City area, we're playing August 26th at Union Pool, doing our record release show. And yeah, it'd be awesome to see some new folks out.
Come by, eat a taco, drink a beer, listen to the set. If you've bought the record, thank you. If you haven't, check it out. You absolutely won't be disappointed. There's no way possible.
Well, they won't be disappointed with your fly down. That's for damn sure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought you just saw it.
All right, folks, you can check out the newest release from SOMNURI. It's called Desiderium. It's out now. via Monarch Heavy Records. Check your local, check your streaming platforms for availability. For more information, please check out somnuri.com, facebook.com/somnuri, instagram.com/somnuri. Twitter is Somnuri Band. Also, you can check out monarchheavy.com. Facebook and Instagram are both Monarch Heavy, and Twitter as well. It's MNRK Heavy. Boys, listen, I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with little old me. It's definitely been a pleasure, and I'm not going to wish you any luck on the album because I don't think you need it, man. That thing stands up on its own. It's a hell of an album, and anybody who's within listening, within being able to hear this interview or whatever, go out and check this album out. You're definitely not going to be disappointed for sure.
Much appreciated.
Buzz, thanks.
Appreciate you, Justin. Get back to work before you get in trouble, all right?
You're no trouble.
All right, guys. That's
All right,
Phil and Justin from SOMNURI. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, man. Thanks.